Ladies, can I just take a moment to tell you something? You are not here by chance. You are not ordinary. You are not just another person in the crowd. Yes, you have been set apart, chosen, and called for something far greater than you could ever comprehend. And I know that can be hard to believe at times. Life has a way of making us doubt, doesn't it? The struggles, the responsibilities, the expectations, they can weigh us down. But deep inside, there is something stirring, something whispering to you that you were meant for more. You see, when God calls a woman for greatness, He doesn't always make it obvious right away. He doesn't send a bright neon sign or roll out a red carpet. No, He does something even more profound. He places a divine seed inside of you, a holy fire that cannot be put out. It's that restlessness you feel when you know you were created for something beyond the everyday routine. It's the deep conviction that there is a purpose for your life that cannot be ignored. Maybe you have felt it before, that gentle nudge, that pull in your heart when you walk into a room and sense that you were meant to do something significant. Maybe it's the way you can't shake the feeling that there's more to your life than just getting through another day. Or maybe it's the way people come to you seeking guidance, encouragement, and something they don't even realize they need, but God placed it inside of you. Now let me be clear, being called to greatness is not about fame. It's not about titles or applause. It's about impact. It's about obedience. It's about fully surrendering your life to God so He can use you in ways beyond your imagination. Because when a woman walks in the fullness of her calling, chains are broken, generations are changed, and strongholds are destroyed. And let me tell you, the enemy's terrified of a woman who knows who she is in Christ. That is why you have faced opposition. That is why doubt has tried to creep in. That is why the enemy has tried to make you feel small, uncertain, and incapable. Because if he can make you believe that you are not called, he can keep you from stepping into your destiny. But not today. Today, we recognize the signs. Today, we call out the greatness that God has placed inside of you. Today, we silence the lies of the enemy and embrace the truth. You are a woman called for greatness, and it is time to walk in it. There is something inside of you that won't let you rest. A stirring, a pull, a quiet but persistent whisper that tells you that you were created for more. It's not pride, it's not ambition for the sake of ambition, it's not even a desire for recognition. No, it runs much deeper than that. It is a sense of purpose that cannot be denied. A weight in your spirit that reminds you that your life is meant for something significant. You may not have the words to fully explain it, but you feel it. This sense of purpose was not something you created. It was not something manufactured by your environment, your upbringing, or even your personal aspirations. It was placed inside of you by the one who created you. Before you were even formed in your mother's womb, He knew you. He set you apart. He designed you with intention, with a mission only you can accomplish. And because of that, you cannot shake the feeling that your life is supposed to mean something beyond just the daily routines. This deep sense of purpose reveals itself in different ways. Sometimes it feels like an unstoppable fire, a passion to create change, to step out, to make a difference. Other times it feels like a soft but undeniable nudge, subtle yet persistent. You may not know exactly what it is yet, but you do know that settling is not an option. You have tried to push it aside, distract yourself with other things, or convince yourself that you are fine just going through the motions. But no matter how hard you try, it keeps coming back. That's because when God plants a purpose inside of you, He doesn't allow it to be buried under fear, doubt, or distractions. You may have noticed that while others seem content with the ordinary, you are not. While others can go through life without questioning what they were made for, you cannot. While some people are satisfied with merely existing, you have a deep hunger to live fully, to make an impact, to fulfill what you were created to do. That is not a mistake. That is not random. That is evidence of the greatness inside of you. This sense of purpose also manifests in how your heart responds to certain things. There are burdens you carry that others don't seem to notice. There are injustices that break your heart in ways they don't seem to affect others. There are causes or areas of life that ignite something within you, making you feel like you must do something about them. You see things differently, and that is not by accident. Your perspective, your passions, your burdens, they are all clues pointing to what God has called you to do. Maybe you have found yourself drawn to a specific kind of work, a particular group of people, or a specific mission. Maybe you have always had a natural inclination toward leadership, teaching, creativity, or service. Maybe you have never quite fit into the mold others expected because deep down, you know you were designed for something unique. These are not coincidences. They are divine indicators of the assignment on your life. At times, this deep sense of purpose can feel overwhelming. It can seem too big, too unclear, too much to handle. You may wonder why you feel called to something when you don't have all the details, when you don't know all the steps to take. But that is the beauty of being called by God. He doesn't show you the whole plan at once. He places the purpose inside of you first, then leads you step by step. This is why you may have experienced seasons of frustration. You know there's something more, but you don't always know how to get there. You see glimpses of your potential, but feel stuck in your current situation. You have dreams, ideas, and visions of what could be, but you don't always see a clear path forward. This tension between where you are and where you are meant to be is not a sign that you are lost. It is a sign that you are in preparation. God never places a calling inside of someone without equipping them for it. He doesn't give you a deep sense of purpose just to leave you feeling confused or wandering aimlessly. Every experience, every lesson, every challenge you face is shaping you for what's ahead. Even when you don't see progress, God is working behind the scenes. Even when it feels like nothing is changing, He is refining you, molding you, preparing you for the moment when you will step fully into what He has called you to do. Faith is not just believing that God exists. It is trusting His plan even when you don't understand it. It is standing firm when everything around you seems uncertain. It is the quiet confidence that even when the road is unclear, God is guiding you exactly where you need to be. When a woman is called for greatness, one of the first things God does is instill in her a faith that refuses to waver. And let me tell you, faith is what will keep you going when everything else tries to hold you back. These become the loudest voices, whispering that you are not good enough, that you are not prepared, that someone else might be a better fit for the task. This is why so many women who are destined for greatness struggle with imposter syndrome. They focus on their own weaknesses and convince themselves that they are not capable. But God does not call those who are already equipped. Instead, He equips those He calls. He does not choose solely based on qualifications. He chooses those who have faith, obedience, and a heart willing to follow Him, even when it feels uncomfortable. There will be times when the pressure feels unbearable. When you are walking in your purpose, the enemy does not take it lightly. He knows that if you fully step into your calling, lives will be transformed, chains will be broken, and generational cycles will be changed. So he fights with everything he has. He tries to distract you with problems, drain you with unnecessary battles, and exhaust you to slow you down. If he cannot make you give up, he will at least try to delay you, but God allows opposition for a reason. He does not let anything go to waste, including the struggles you face. Every challenge, every attack, and every moment of resistance is being used to strengthen you. The battles you are fighting now are preparing you for the weight of the calling ahead. Without opposition, you would not develop the strength and resilience required to carry the responsibility God has placed on you. Without resistance, you would not grow into the woman capable of handling the weight of greatness. Opposition also acts as a refining fire. It highlights the areas in your life that need growth. reveals whether your faith is based on circumstances or on God's promises, and shows whether you seek approval from people or listen to the voice of God. Some battles are not meant to break you, but to mold you. They are designed to solidify your identity and establish confidence in who God says you are. Once you understand that opposition confirms your calling, you begin to view your struggles differently. You no longer see them as barriers, but as signs that you are walking in divine purpose. You recognize that resistance is proof of your impact. The enemy would not fight you this hard if you were not a threat. He would not try to wear you down if there was not something powerful within you. This is why spiritual battles are real for those called to do great things. You may experience unexpected challenges, moments where everything seems to go wrong at once. You may feel discouraged, exhausted, and tempted to give up. But this is where faith is tested. Opposition is meant to see if you will keep moving forward when things get difficult. It challenges whether you will still believe in your calling. When obstacles arise, God does not allow opposition to break you. He allows it to build you up. Every difficulty is making you stronger. Every delay is teaching you patience. And every setback is positioning you for a greater comeback. The enemy may try to stop you, but he cannot overrule what God has already declared. The calling on your life is too important, the assignment too significant, and the impact too great for opposition to be the reason you stop pursuing what God has placed in your heart. When God calls a woman for greatness, she will face resistance, not just any resistance, but targeted attacks meant to shake her confidence, discourage her, and make her question if she is truly meant for more. This opposition is not random or coincidental. It is intentional because the enemy always attacks what he fears. He does not waste time fighting something that does not threaten him. The very fact that you have encountered struggles, setbacks, and difficulties is not proof that you are on the wrong path. It is evidence that you carry something powerful, something meant to bring light, something designed to advance God's kingdom. The enemy uses many strategies to try to stop a woman called for greatness. Sometimes it is through external circumstances, closed doors, missed opportunities, and unexpected roadblocks. There will be times when everything seems to be working against you, when nothing is aligning, when it feels like you are pushing against an invisible force. But this is not a sign to retreat. It is confirmation that you are on the right track. Opposition also comes through people. Not everyone will understand your calling. Not everyone will support the vision God has given you. Some will question your choices, doubt your abilities, and try to convince you that your dreams are too big, your expectations too high, your faith too bold. If you are not careful, you might allow their words to plant seeds of doubt in your heart. The enemy loves using voices of discouragement to keep you from fully stepping into what God has prepared for you. But when God calls a woman for greatness, he also gives her discernment. He teaches her to recognize when opposition is not just a challenge, but a strategy meant to hold her back. Sometimes the resistance comes from within: fear, insecurity, and self-doubt. These can become the loudest voices whispering that you are not good enough, not ready, or that someone else would be better suited. This is why many women struggle with imposter syndrome. They focus on their flaws and convince themselves they are not capable. But God does not call those who are already strong. He strengthens those he calls. He does not choose based on human standards. He chooses based on faith, obedience, and a heart willing to trust him, even when the journey feels uncertain. There will be seasons where the pressure feels unbearable. When you are stepping into your purpose, the enemy will not make it easy. He knows that if you fully walk in your calling, lives will be changed, generational cycles will be broken, and God's kingdom will be advanced. So he fights with everything he has. He tries to distract you with chaos, exhaust you with endless struggles, and overwhelm you with doubt. If he cannot make you quit, he will try to slow you down. But God allows opposition for a reason. He does not let anything go to waste, including your battles. Every struggle, every hardship, every resistance is being used to refine you. The battles you face today are preparing you for the weight of your calling. Without these challenges, you would not develop the endurance necessary to handle the responsibility of greatness. Opposition serves as a refining fire. It exposes areas in your life that need strengthening, reveals whether your faith is based on circumstances or on God's promises, and shows whether you seek approval from people or trust God's direction. Some battles are not meant to defeat you, but to develop you. They are designed to strengthen your identity and establish confidence in who God says you are. Once you understand that opposition is proof of your calling, you start to view your struggles differently. You no longer see them as roadblocks, but as signs that you are walking in divine purpose. The resistance is proof of your impact. The enemy would not be fighting you so hard if you were not a threat. He would not be trying to wear you down if there was not something powerful inside you. Spiritual battles are real for those called to great things. You may experience unexpected challenges, moments where everything seems to be falling apart at once. You may feel discouraged, exhausted, and tempted to give up, but this is the true test of faith. Opposition is meant to see if you will keep going when things get hard, if you will still believe in your calling when obstacles arise. God does not allow opposition to break you. He allows it to build you up. Every challenge is making you stronger. Every delay is teaching you patience, and every setback is positioning you for a greater victory. The enemy may try to stop you, but he cannot override what God has already ordained. Your calling is too important, your assignment too significant, and your impact too great to let opposition be the reason you stop moving forward. When she feels exhausted, there will be moments when she is weary, tired of battling, tired of waiting, tired of carrying the weight of her purpose. But she does not give in because she understands that greatness demands perseverance. She knows that the journey is just as important as the destination. Every challenging season is preparing her for what lies ahead. She does not waste her time complaining about the struggle because she understands that it is shaping her, refining her, molding her into the woman she is destined to become. A woman of resilience does not let fear control her choices. Fear will try to convince her to stay where it's safe, to remain in her comfort zone, to avoid stepping into uncertainty. But she refuses to let fear determine her path. She chooses faith over fear, even when it feels uncertain. She understands that God has not given her a spirit of fear, but one of power, love, and a sound mind. She knows that fear is a weapon the enemy uses to hold her back. So she pushes through it, trusting that God will open the way. Resilience means knowing how to rise from failure. A woman called to greatness does not see failure as the end. She sees it as a lesson. She does not allow mistakes to define her, nor does she let disappointments take away her confidence. Instead, she learns from them, grows from them, and allows them to make her wiser. She understands that setbacks are part of the process, that every woman of faith has faced moments of defeat, and that falling down does not mean she is finished. She rises again, dusts herself off, and keeps moving, knowing her story is far from over. Resilience also means being strong enough to stand alone when necessary. Not everyone will support her calling, and not everyone will understand the path God has placed her on. There will be moments when she has to walk alone, trusting God even when no one else believes in her. She does not seek human approval to validate her purpose. She does not need constant reassurance from others to confirm that she is on the right path. She listens to God's voice above all and moves forward in obedience, even if it means standing alone. A resilient woman knows how to guard her heart and mind. She understands that the battle is not just physical, but also spiritual. She is careful about what she allows into her heart. She does not entertain negativity, does not dwell on doubt, and does not allow toxic influences to distract her. She feeds her spirit with truth, surrounds herself with people who uplift and encourage her, and remains deeply rooted in God's Word. She knows that resilience is not just about enduring physically, but also spiritually. There will be times when she feels like giving up, when the weight of her purpose feels too heavy, when the challenges feel too overwhelming, and the journey seems too long. But she remembers why she started. She remembers who called her. She remembers that she is not walking this path alone. She draws her strength from God, knowing that He is the source of her endurance. She keeps going, not because it is easy, but because she knows that what lies ahead is worth the fight. She understands that greatness does not belong to those who quit, it belongs to those who keep going. Resilience is what sets her apart. It is what allows her to continue believing, continue striving, continue pushing forward even when the odds are stacked against her. It is what makes her unstoppable. She is not easily shaken, not easily discouraged, and not easily defeated. She is a woman who understands that her strength does not come from her own abilities, but from the God who called her. And because of that, she refuses to be broken by life's challenges. She chooses to rise, to keep pressing forward, and to trust that every struggle is leading her closer to the purpose she was created for. When a woman is called to greatness, she carries an unshakable sense of purpose that refuses to be silenced. This purpose is not something she stumbled upon by accident. It has been woven into her soul since before she even knew who she was. It is a calling that whispers to her in quiet moments. A fire that refuses to be put out no matter how much life tries to extinguish it. She does not live aimlessly, wandering from one thing to another without direction. She moves with intention, knowing deep within that she was created for something meaningful, something far beyond herself. This deep sense of purpose keeps her grounded. It allows her to remain steady when the storms of life rage around her. She does not allow herself to be swayed by temporary distractions or the pressures of the world. She knows who she is and what she has been called to do, and she refuses to let anything pull her away from it. When others question her path, when obstacles rise against her, when the road gets difficult, she does not waver. She stands firm not because she has all the answers, but because she knows that God has already gone before her, preparing the way. A woman of purpose understands that her life is not just about personal success or recognition. She is not chasing empty achievements or temporary applause. She is after something far greater: impact, influence, transformation. She knows that her purpose is not just about her fulfillment, but about the lives she is meant to touch. She understands that she has been placed on this earth for a reason, and that even her struggles and failures are all part of a greater plan. Because she understands her purpose, she is intentional about how she spends her time. She does not waste energy on things that do not align with where God is leading her. She does not engage in meaningless distractions or invest in relationships that pull her away from her calling. She is careful about what she allows into her mind and spirit, because she knows that fulfilling her purpose requires focus. She cannot afford to be careless. She cannot afford to let the wrong influences divert her. She protects her calling, guards her anointing, and prioritizes the things that will help her grow into the woman she was created to be. There will be moments when she questions whether she is truly capable of fulfilling the purpose placed on her life. She will have days when she feels inadequate, when doubt tries to creep in, and when she wonders if she truly has what it takes. But even in those moments, she does not quit. She may wrestle with uncertainty, but she does not let it stop her. She remembers that she was not called because she was perfect. She was called because God saw something in her that she did not even see in herself. She understands that purpose is not about being qualified. It is about being obedient. A woman with a strong sense of purpose knows how to persevere when others would give up. She is not easily discouraged by setbacks or failures. She does not see obstacles as signs to stop, but as opportunities to grow stronger. When she faces rejection, she does not let it shake her confidence. When doors close, she does not see it as the end. She sees it as redirection. She trusts that God's timing is perfect, that His plans are greater than hers, and that as long as she stays faithful, she will see His promises come to pass. This unwavering sense of purpose